right, so we are live. Okay, well, I haven't been back in this studio actually for a couple weeks. The family and I went to the beach last week. This week we had a little flood at the house as of Monday. I live in Arlington, Virginia, so maybe many of you saw the news that we had a little bit of rain and had to deal with that. But I'm back in the office, and I must say it does feel good to be back here doing these interviews. I've really enjoyed this process. And this morning we were speaking with Katherine Prescott of Voice Brew. Katherine, good morning.
Good morning, Pete. Great to be here with you. Very excited. 2 weeks we'll be together in Newark.
I know. Well, you don't have a long commute. You're in Manhattan, correct?
That's true. It's an easy trip for me.
Yeah. So Voice Brew. Tell us about Voice Brew, and I would love for you to tell a little bit of the backstory about how all this started.
Absolutely. So I started Voice Brew on January 1st to help people get the most out of Alexa. It's a daily email newsletter. We're sending it now to 15,000 subscribers and growing. And we have one great use for Alexa in each of our daily email newsletters. And the voicebrew.com website is a one-stop resource for easy to understand guides, advice, tips, tricks on everything Alexa. And the reason that I wanted to start Voice Brew is that there are so many incredible uses for voice first technology, thanks to all of the work of the members of our voice first tech community. But most users, just regular people using Alexa, they don't know much about a lot of this. And so my goal is to help people get up the learning curve and help close the gap between what's possible and what people are actually using Alexa for today.
Oh, that's really cool. So now you're up to 15,000 subscribers. I would say that's great work in just over half a year since you started this. And so you are specific to the Alexa platform.
Yes, I'm focusing on Alexa. When I thought about where I wanted to start, I really wanted to focus on a niche, and I chose Alexa.
Oh, that's great. So you're going to be joining us at Voice Summit. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be speaking about there?
Yeah, so I'm very excited. I'm speaking on 2 panels. So I'll take part in a panel on inclusive voice design, and that's on Thursday at 3 p.m. And it's a great all-star group of panelists, and it's moderated by Bradley Metrock, who needs no introduction.
Right.
And look, there are a lot of important questions when it comes to this topic, because voice truly is for everyone, anyone who can talk, regardless of their background, gender, physical ability, age, geography. So just a few of the questions that we'll discuss. One really hot topic right now is, should assistants be gendered? What are the options? What are the pros and cons of a genderless voice assistant? Another topic is, how can we reduce design bias?
Right.
I think another really interesting area that needs to be discussed is, what kind of ethical responsibility do tech giants like Amazon and Google and Samsung have now that hundreds of millions of people, or maybe even billions of people collectively, are using voice assistants every day? I read this UN report, which has gotten a lot of coverage, that came out in the past couple months, predicts that a lot of people will spend more time speaking to their voice assistant in the next 5 years than to their partner. So that is a simple way of thinking about how much the decisions on voice design made by just a handful of really big tech companies have on people's day-to-day lives. So that's the first panel.
That's great.
Yes, I'm super excited about this. And then I'm also speaking on a panel that will address voice commerce, and that's on
See that. I've shared the screen on both your talks. So the future of voice commerce, Tuesday afternoon, the 23rd, 2 to 2:45. Yeah, and as somebody that's covering the space and sharing, let's talk a little bit about commerce and voice assistants. How much, what are you seeing from your vantage point?
Yeah, I mean, look, just in the past couple of days, eMarketer released a report predicting that 31 million people will shop by smart speaker this year. Another large consultancy predicts that voice shopping will grow to be 40 billion by 2022. It's 2 billion today.
Right.
I've seen other stats that, voice commerce could be as big as 80 billion by 2023. And regardless of who is right, these are huge numbers, even on the low end. And voice commerce really does look a lot like mobile commerce did 6 years ago. And
I agree.
Yeah, I think that voice commerce is such a great use for Alexa. When I think about encouraging people to use Alexa in different ways, is everybody buys stuff every day. And if you can, I try to convince people to use Alexa, both for new things, but also for things that they're already doing, where I think that Alexa can do them better, more efficiently, kind of in a way that makes you feel like you're living in the future. And I think that buying stuff with voice is one of those things. I think another really interesting dynamic in voice commerce right now is the recent uptick in smart display adoption. So, everybody knows that when you're buying something that you have never bought before, you want to see it. And if you're just buying something on a smart speaker, it's good for reordering, but it's really not so great for buying something new. So, VoiceBot reported earlier this year that smart display adoption was up like 550% or something like that over 2018. And I think we're going to see this really accelerate with the Echo Show 5, which I see as the first affordable.
Yeah, we definitely order them, and it's an evolution in experience as well, and it's smaller. It just kind of doesn't take up as much space. It's attractive. The speaker is better. There's so many things about it, and also it has a screen. I think that the multimodal is going to help drive commerce. So I can sit there and let's say I just bought a electric blower for the house, right? And I can definitely perceive being able to just say, hey, show me the various electric blower options, instead of like going to to my phone or going somewhere, and like just have them pop up and like say, show me the next one, show me the next one. Which one's the cheapest? Which has the highest reviews? All those things. Like, I think people will start to get this, as time goes on. I think that, 31 million is the early adopters of voice.
Yeah.
But it's the 300 million that we're going to get to, that, that is the major part of the market. Well, I tell you, it's an exciting time, and I commend you for jumping in and covering this space in the way that you are. What would you say is one of maybe the surprises for you since you launched this effort in January? Anything stick out that's kind of like a surprise that you really didn't anticipate?
I would say two things. So one is, I am very pleasantly surprised at what the reception has been like to VoiceBrew in the user community. That I've been able to, not a ton of work on the distribution front, get to 15,000 subscribers. And they're really engaged. So people really want to get more out of Alexa.
Right.
And I think that's great. The other thing that has been really wonderful is how supportive the Voice First community has been. I jumped in early January. I met you, Pete, at the Alexa conference when I was brand new to the space, and it's been one of the best things of the past 6 months, is getting to know members of the community and kind of participating.
Well, we have thousands of new friends for you to meet in Newark here in just about 10 days. For those of you that haven't visited the event website yet, voicesummit.ai. This is the largest voice event of the year. It is 4 days with a pre-conference workshop day on Monday, July 22nd. Also that day we have a hackathon, and there's a STEAM day. If you've got kids that are in middle school or high school, they can actually come to the event as well on STEAM day and take in a bunch of great content and speakers and get to know this space a little bit. And then the main event is July 23rd, 24th, 25th. There will be speakers from around the world. We are approaching 400 speakers to this conference.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of really smart people that are on the front edge of this space. You know, we're so excited. So definitely check it out, voicesummit.ai. And if you are, you know, at all curious about this space, this is where you're going to be able to get your questions answered and understand how to take advantage of, you know, this exciting new era. This is the voice era that we're entering into. It's not unlike the internet era or the smartphone era or the social media era. We are now in the voice first era, and now's the time to get in. So please check it out. Katherine, thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat with us this morning and to get to know you a little better. We're excited to have you with us at Voice Summit in Newark, New Jersey, July 22nd through 25th. Katherine, thanks a lot. Have a great day.
You too, Pete. Thanks again.